Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today's guest is Dennis Kehoe, who is the Lakes and Prairies Exchange Club District President and who also won the Outstanding District Award. And today he talks all about the importance of club building, how it takes time, how they've been so successful, getting America 250 ready. He goes into some social media strategies, and it's just an episode full of great advice. One of my favorite things in today's episode is when he talks about the importance of setting goals early and the importance of communication. Hope you enjoy this one, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracey Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Kristie Lindahl, Director of Communications.
Kristie, we say this all the time, but this is one of the most fun parts of our job, because we get to talk to a lot of our exchange clubs and exchange club members. And I know we were talking before we started here that a lot of this information translates beyond exchanges doors, right?
Yes. After doing the podcast, I always feel inspired in one way or another, whether it's work related or club related or personally. And I can't help but hope that our members and anyone listening really is feeling the same way.
I agree. And, I was just with our colleagues in the service club industry. We were at the Service Club Leaders Conference with our friends from Optimist and Seroptimist and Sertoma and Kiwanis. We always like to say it doesn't matter which pin you're wearing as long as you're doing something good in your community. We need more of that. So it's really good. So if you're listening and you're from any of those service clubs, if you're from Exchange, if you're not a member of any service club, I hope you listen to this and get some ideas on why it would be good for you to join because of the fulfillment for yourself. It's the number one cure to loneliness.
Yep.
Joining your group like this and giving back, and also just the incredible impact you can make in your community when you get together with people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, as fun as the holidays are, Thanksgiving and, all the December holidays and New Year's, a lot of the country enters that midwinter thumps, where things slow down and you just kind of start to feel stir crazy, maybe a little depressed, seasonal depression. And joining an exchange club or somehow getting involved with any kind of service organization, it's a great way to make you feel better about things altogether.
Absolutely right. That is so true. Join us. Yes, definitely. Well, today we're excited to have with us the Lakes and Prairies Exchange Club District President, Dennis Kehoe. Welcome, Dennis.
Oh, good afternoon. It's good to see you too.
Good to see you. And, he's with the award-winning Lakes and Prairies District Exchange Clubs, hence why he's here today to talk about the secret sauce that went into winning our most prestigious award, which is the Outstanding District Award. Congratulations to you and the district, Dennis.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the district because I have to give them I have to give them all the credit. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. But our district works hard, and I think they were very deserving of it.
Absolutely. And, their hard work, it was evidenced in everything they did to earn the award. So we want to talk about that today to give other clubs, exchange or otherwise, an idea of how they can engage people. They can be successful. They can help their community and really just feel good and celebrate as a result.
Yeah. Okay. So, Dennis, first and foremost of anything, any growth or visibility for exchange is going to be club building. Yes. And that's no easy feat. It's not difficult, but it takes time and collaboration and coordination. So what is your secret recipe for making this so successful?
Well, I think in our district, and first of all, we kind of I'm afraid we had the club building on the back burner for a while. And now that COVID has passed and things have kind of gotten back into a more positive frame of mind, we've kind of moved club building up to the front burner. And I think in our case, the key is finding 2 or 3 people in a certain area that are enthusiastic about exchange. And then we have to have our people kind of lead them or take control and build from those that core nucleus that we have. So in the case of our Des Moines club, which chartered in January, they had 3 really solid exchange people that were really excited about building the club, especially the club president, Audrey Hebert. And then we had our VFR, Mike Knapp, who was kind of our district person in charge of club building, at least on the Iowa side of our district. He worked with them very closely, and it took a while. It does take a while. You got to get a good group of people together. Once you get that first 2 or 3, you got to really work hard to get the right people after that. And I think between our club builders and that core group, I think that's the key. You got to get people really excited on the inside, and then to have it spread from there. So we were lucky that we had those people in Des Moines, and also in July we began a club in Medford, Minnesota. And once again, there was 4 people in that club that kind of was the leader, and actually our regional vice president, Annette Duncan, kind of led the charge there. So there we had, a good group of 4, plus our VFRs in Minnesota, which Annette is one, and then Katie Smith. So they kind of led the ball there, and that's how we got that club built. So it always takes, 2 or 3 or 4 people on the inside to build a new club, and then our district board member to kind of close the deal. So that's how we did it there.
Well, excellent. And, for people listening who don't know what a VFR is, in exchange, that person is a volunteer field representative. Their duties have been very well described by the board, and I'm not going to try because I'll let Tracey describe. I don't want to miss out on anything.
Well, it's primarily being the constant on new club building, primarily carrying that through, because they don't have a term of office typically, so they're the constant. But I want to go back, Dennis, and have you elaborate on what moved club building from the back burner to the front burner, because we know with human nature, desire follows a decision, right? You need to make the decision, and then you want to do something, right? Once you've made the decision. So what was the catalyst in moving club building from the back burner to the front burner?
Well, honestly, we lost a couple clubs during the COVID years, and we realized we needed to do something to get this district back moving forward again. So our intention was really to build our clubs from within, but to build new clubs as well. So we kind of had a 2-pronged approach of new club building and then retention. Rebuilding and re-strengthening our existing clubs. So we made a strong priority of doing those 2 things. So we kind of had one group of our board of directors leading the charge on the new club building, and then some of the rest of us kind of pushing on retention, and then re-strengthening our existing clubs. So we kind of started that after the COVID years had passed.
Well, good. You were focused on all of those angles around growing the clubs, and really excellent to see everybody rallying together in that regard.
Yeah, sounds multifaceted, and really you have to take, more than one approach when you're trying to strengthen the district or the club.
Definitely. And from there, we're aware that in order to win the award, 75% of the districts needed to do and input into our database the service projects. Tell us how you inspired so many clubs to want to earn the National Service Award.
Well, first of all, we're kind of fortunate that we have a lot of strong clubs and with strong secretaries and board members in those clubs. But basically at every district board meeting and then our division directors that are there on that board meeting, we stress the importance of earning that National Service Award. So, we'd like to think we should have 100%.
Yes.
For some reason that hasn't happened because some clubs earn their National Service Award very early in the year, and then other clubs are slower to, but during every board meeting and with all the division directors, we stress the importance of winning that award. So, and Kristie, as you might want me to explain, a division director is a board member that has 2 or 3 or 4 clubs that they kind of oversee. And we want to make sure that the division directors who are closer to our boots on the ground, I guess, really push that to each of the clubs, that they list their projects that they do, and all the things that they do to enhance our communities. We want them to make sure that those are listed with the national office.
So you said you emphasized the importance of earning the National Service Award, and how exactly did you explain that to people? What was the importance that you put in front of them?
Well, the importance is we're doing those things already, so we might as well get credit for what we're doing, and to let all the other clubs in our district to know what each other is doing. Mm-hmm. So it's important that we list all of our activities so that we know what each other is doing, and to kind of just to show how important our clubs are within our community. So we say that to make sure that when we get out there and do something, that we're listing that on our national with our national office to show everything that we do.
Well, that's good. And everything you do is really helping the community. You know, the more these clubs do and get out there. And to your point, a lot of clubs are doing these things and, you know, may as well get the recognition, because we want people to know that Exchange is doing these things in the community.
Absolutely. And I bet it helped a lot with your recruitment efforts as well.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, because one of the things as far as recruiting that I'd like to emphasize to a lot of the clubs is to get out there in the community and take part in events and talk about your club and Exchange and what we do. So to get our face and our voice out there in the community. So that's one way we can recruit. I know my own personal club sponsors a dinner at the AMVETS twice a year. And just by going there and telling of the projects that we do and what Exchange stands for between Americanism and youth and the community, you know, we've gotten members that way. So I want to stress for all the clubs to get out there in your community and talk Exchange.
Ooh, he's speaking my love language.
I love that. You're right about that, because, you know, the community needs to see value in having the Exchange Club in that community, right? And that's what you're doing. They need to be able to connect the dots via seeing you associated with those projects, seeing your club out there in the community, and then they see, oh, that Exchange Club does a lot in the community. We need them here. And then they'll support it and they'll know about it and help be your cheerleader.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, if I can make an extra comment on that.
Certainly.
Too often, you know, we've always said we're the best kept secret, which is kind of a shame, but this coming year, if I can jump to America 250,
yes,
I think 2026 is going to be our best opportunity in ages to get our club's name out there and what we do, and just to raise our profile. So 2026, I think, is a key year for Exchange to grow and to get our name and recognition, to really raise our profile.
Absolutely. And I'm going to put in a shameless plug here. We've got lots of materials, wearable and distributable, and you name it. We are America 250 ready. So head over to the member website.
Good point.
And check that stuff out.
Yeah, Exchange can be a leader in you know, the community events for America 250. Speaking of that, if we want to jump to that and tell us what your community is doing for America 250 that's led by Exchange.
Well, I know in our Waterloo, Cedar Falls area, and those two cities are kind of side by side. So really, we're kind of one real metropolitan area, and we've got a flag project, a healing field of 1,776 flags.
Wow!
And that's going to be quite the site. And if we properly, show ourselves as the leader of this display, I think we can really raise our profile and get people to know a lot about Exchange. So I think that's the key. In the Owatonna area, they're doing an 800 to 1,000 flag display.
Nice.
So the Owatonna clubs, and there's really 4 in that area that are kind of getting together. And in Omaha, you'll see something at the National Convention. I'm not sure exactly what they have planned yet, but I know that in Omaha, the club there is planning for a display or either an avenue of flags or a field of honor for our National Convention. So that's pretty exciting.
Very exciting. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, getting back to the district impact, tell us, because Kristie and I, when we were preparing to talk with you, we recognized that, your district submitted for Member of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Youth of the Year, and Ace of the Year. How did you motivate those clubs to fully participate in all of those different areas in the National Awards program?
Well, this really kind of goes back several years because our district has been really good about promoting our own members for like district Rookie of the Year or whatever. So my forerunners, I'm going to say, people like Katie Smith have really been good over the years of really promoting entering, your candidates for all these offices. So whether it's the Youth of the Year or the ACE Award winner, we've done a really good job of promoting each club to list, all their award winners. So
good.
I think we had, I think Cedar Falls had the National Youth of the Year about 10 or 15 years ago. So that helps. So when we tell all these other clubs that it is possible,
yes,
the winners. And I think in our region 3, didn't the Dakota Territory have the ACE winner last year? So we're good at promoting our own clubs and telling them we need to get their entries in. I believe it's always by April 15th. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I know we always have to have our entries in, and we really we push hard to get them to list all their candidates for all the different awards.
Well, that's great. It sounds like the clubs are very engaged in this process in the district. So this conversation shows me that the Lakes and Prairies District Exchange Clubs are especially good at engaging the clubs around all of these things.
Yep. So, and Dennis, everything we've talked about, everything you've mentioned is, of course, going to have some sort of digital presence, some sort of digital accommodation, whether it's social media or the website. So how have you used those tools to achieve these goals or further your objectives in each area?
Well, I know on our website, we list all the, the bio of all of our district board members, and then we kind of list our award winners for each year. So we kind of make sure our website is up to date. And then I'm sure you're familiar with our newsletter.
Yes.
And Randy Sobrecht does a great job with that newsletter. He's kind of has a radio and newspaper background, so he knows how to put these things together. So it's just, good communication through the district, but then each club, we have a lot of clubs with really strong newsletters and Facebook pages and a few really strong websites. So we've got some really good. I wish I could say I was one of them. I'm not, but we got some really strong people when it comes to social media and knowing how to promote themselves and keep active. The worst thing we can, have is like a website that is never updated.
Exactly.
And most of our clubs do an excellent job of keeping that alive. And we've got some top-notch ones. I know the Owatonna Club, the Waverly Club, they do a great job of updating them and keeping everybody aware of what they're doing.
It sounds like there's a lot of reciprocity going on here. Yes. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. You help the clubs, and then you also use their momentum to make your district stronger. And I think that's really the idea behind a district.
Yes.
So congratulations on that.
Good point. Definitely. And it's, you're talking a lot about how all of these people work together. So tell us the leadership qualities or habits that you believe contributed to this year's success and beyond. I know you mentioned the leadership of a few people, but how do you instill that when new people come on board? Or are there certain qualities you look for in a leader so that they can continue this successful path that the district is on?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to kind of backtrack because I haven't mentioned two people in our district yet. One is our immediate past president, Sharon Klein. She was a very hands-on district president, and she was really involved, and to this day still is. I talk to her. I try to talk to her every week or two just to make sure I know what's going on in Minnesota, especially because she's really on top of things. And the other person I want to mention is our district secretary. I think in general, club secretaries and district secretaries are kind of overlooked or maybe the unappreciated people, and they are very, very important to kind of keep everybody aware of, of what's going on. And in the minutes, they kind of like are the pulse of what's happening in a district.
So true. Instrumental.
I think it's important for a district president or maybe all board members to have a good relationship with the district secretary because they really know what's going on. They really are paying attention to what's going on. So we've got a good group, and we just keep communicating. So we're always either calling each other or more often emailing each other, and keeping each other on top of what everybody else is doing and what's going on.
Definitely. And backing up a little bit to your leadership, what's your method then for recruiting new people to the board? I know you're out and about in the district a lot. Are you looking for a particular type of person that's getting things done out there?
So this, I can say this year for my board, I've added 2 new people, one vice president and one division director.
Great.
That I feel, so it's always important to have some new people on the board. Because I think the worst thing we can do is have the same people there all the time and start doing everything the same way over and over again.
Right.
So when we try to get new people, we try to look people that are really really organized and are really passionate about what we're doing, and to kind of try to go back to their strengths. So we have 2 new people that I think in different ways are really going to add a lot to our district. So we're looking for people that really have the exchange passion within them. And you'll meet, if you haven't already met him, you'll meet our new vice president in Omaha. He's from the Omaha Club, Bill Krieger. And he's going to help make that our convention a really, really good one for our district. So we're glad to have him. But yeah, we're looking for new people that really have the passion for exchange.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I think I know what you're going to say. Yeah. But if you were able to dole out some advice for districts that are trying to strive for this kind of success or to even exceed what you've been able to do, what would you tell them?
I would say just to start communicating with all the members of your board, getting committees together, and kind of pushing each other to exceed. Just to keep working and keep talking to each other, and really just strive for the best, and set your goals high. That's what I think we need to do. One of my problems I think has always been, while I think I'm pretty good at thinking outside of the box, my problem is I think out of a very small box. I'm afraid because I need to start thinking out of a bigger box, because I never would have thought of 1,776 flags. That's not. But I think we need to push each other to think outside the box and to think big. Strive for the best. Try to do the best we can, and and shoot for that. So that's my advice, is just to set your plans, set your goals early, communicate, and then strive for the top.
Well, you're right, and I love your optimism and your love for exchange. And you can see that, you're good at bringing these people together. And you're right. It's great to set your goals high and bring in people who share that excitement, who want to be successful and do some things, right?
Absolutely.
So that's exciting. Well, thank you for sharing about the awesome award-winning Lakes and Prairies District Exchange Clubs, Dennis. So thanks to
You're welcome.
Dennis Kehoe, our district president out there for sharing this great advice and information. We wish you continued phenomenal success. And to anyone who's listening from any club, from an exchange club, or a person looking to make a difference in their community, please visit nationalexchangeclub.org. And thanks for listening to this episode of Talk Exchange. Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And happy birthday to you on
Yes,
Thursday, and
same.
happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us today.